My name is Ned Kahn. I'm an artist. I live in Sebastopol, California. My exhibit here called Seed Vortex at the Bedford Gallery. After college, I wandered around the country, ended up working at the Exploratorium in San Francisco. It was founded by a scientist, Frank Oppenheimer, back in the 60s, but he had a great interest in getting artists involved, and so there was a very active artist in residence program there. And some of the pieces in this show are from my residency there. So yeah, I have a whole machine shop in Santa Rosa. So we manufactured all the pieces of it there. It was all designed to come apart and bolt together, and it all has to be done in the right order, and then fine-tuning it all. So for the Bedford Gallery, I wanted to do something different. So I just tried a bunch of different things. The mustard seeds just moved really beautifully, and they have a really beautiful smell, and they have a beautiful kind of subtle color. And the color of the mustard seeds, it kind of matches the rusty steel, so it kind of gave it all sort of a cohesiveness. And I was also intrigued with kind of using an organic material, and the whole idea of seeds, you know, just kind of one little mustard seed could grow a mustard plant, and the sound too is really beautiful. It sounds a little bit like water pouring over sand or the ocean or a waterfall. So almost all these pieces have some way that you can interact with them, almost like a musical instrument where, you know, I've kind of created the instrument, but then other people come and play it. And so it's always intriguing to me watching people play with these things. I've played with these things for hundreds of hours, and I get surprised by some of the creative things that people do with it. The theme that sort of ties all the pieces in the show together is this whole idea of kind of particles. Scientists talk about the granular state of matter. And in the last 10, 20 years, there was kind of this realization that if you have a whole bunch of grains, each one, when they're moving, when they're subjected to some kind of force, each little particle, each little mustard seed as they're falling, they're just interacting with their neighbors. But they take on behaviors where it looks like the whole thing does beautiful coordinated things. So there's kind of large-scale global pattern formation happens with just these things kind of interacting with each other. Scientists have shown mathematically that a system like this is beyond prediction. And you can see the beauty in it with your eyes, but you couldn't predict what it'll do mathematically. And it's an analogy for a lot of human systems too. It's like, you know, we're all interacting with our neighbors and our friends and our family, and yet the society kind of has moods, and there's fads or like waves that propagate through. I'm most interested when I get surprised by some of these things, when I'm kind of, you know, experimenting with it and it does something that I wouldn't have imagined at all. And again, it's like a scientific experiment. Like if you talk to scientists, like, you know, they get jazzed when, you know, they get surprised by something, or their experiment, you know, leads to a whole other thing that they hadn't even thought about.